How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today, well, if you saw the thumbnails, we are unboxing Plaformer by Awaken Realms Light. This was a recent Kickstarter game that kind of is a platformer. You're going to have a little thing, you're going to move your people around. It has miniatures, it's Awaken Realms, it's light, so it should be a little bit easier to get into. With that said, let's go ahead and flip over the camera and see what comes in the boxes. So here we go. This is what I got in my Kickstarter. So I got the base game, the expansion, the minis, and then the little premium heart upgrade tokens were a freebie. I didn't get the rest of the acrylics because I didn't want all of the acrylic standees because I'm getting the minis. It was kind of weird that they didn't offer the upgraded tokens separate, but I digress on that. So these are the hearts. I guess we'll just kind of get into the hearts first because it's a tiny little box and that's what I want to do. So Plaformer, I saw this, and again, the cute little chibi miniatures. I mean, if you see the amount of Marvel United we have back there, is definitely right up our alley. Don't know about the gameplay. Don't know if it's something we will like. There we go. These are the little heart crystals. It is nice to have a different shape crystal for once, because normally it's that generic crystal that everybody uses. I think some Chinese printing manufacturer, made that. And then everybody goes to that same person to get their game. So we'll start with the base box, and then we'll do the expansion and the minis. So here we go. I guess we should look at the back just to see what's going on here. There we go. So that's what I said. You'll build out a platformer. So it's like one of those, platformers who are going up in normal video game style. It's for 1 to 4 players. The game introduces light competitive gameplay where you've never seen before. Roll dice, jump on platforms, hunt monsters, gather gold, items, and race against your friends. So you're basically trying to get to the top to beat up the big bad. 14 plus, 1 to 4, 60 to 90 minutes. But yeah, love the art of this. It just looks so good. It didn't do as well as their regular games because I do feel like it was probably a very pretty niche audience. Most of your Awaken Realms games are huge games, miniature heavy and so forth. So game rules here. Again, tiny little book. It's funny. I always yell about books being the size of the box. This is slightly smaller than the box, but it's small, so I'm not as offended by it being this the same size of the box. Table of contents, really nice. Game overview, beautiful art. Like I said, that is great art. Gonna be really easy for me to paint some minis, and I'm going to learn how to do I want to call it more of a cell shading style than a comic book style. Most of the videos I find on YouTube are going more into that comic style because it still does a lot of the black lining. So I'll probably make a video if you guys are interested. Let me know of how to do more of a cell shading style once I figure it out. Game components, at least your normal game components. Game setup. So building the map. You've got your numbers, always good. Got your little zombie there. Goal of the game: get to the top, beat up the baddie. Hero card, items and potions. Flow of the game. Other rules, so adjacent spaces, movement, using gems, and then boss fight. So then it goes over how to beat up on the boss once you get to the top. Resolving turns, other rules, skip the page or 3. There we go. So then it's got a full turn example, so that's nice. And then game variants, so artifacts. If you want to add another layer of depth, you can use artifact cards during setup, shuffle them, and draw 2 random. These 2 cards will be used during play. Place the others in the middle of the area. Place them in, place the rest of them in the box. Longer map. If you want a longer game, add 2 extra levels to your dungeon. And then it just explains the artifacts. Solo mode. So there is a solo mode for those that want to try to beat up the boss on their own. So I did already take everything out as usual. There's a little... This I left in just to show you guys there was another piece on top. I think I threw that away. This is because the minis can actually go back in here. So we are going to try to rebox this thing because I don't think it's all going to fit. I saw the Kickstarter and it doesn't look like it's all going to fit. So the first thing here are all of your tokens and minis and so forth. We'll just get a couple of them. So of course you do have the hearts, right? But they gave you the free upgraded hearts. That was why I think I was irked about it, right? They gave you upgraded gems, they gave you upgraded hearts, but then like your coins were still the cardboard, little coins. I mean, they're not bad, and they've got a decent thickness to them. All of your minions are little round things as well. They're not anything different. And then, of course, you have your heroes came as standees. And then that's why I didn't get the acrylic upgrade, because I think it included the acrylic standees for a 2D, if you want to play it more 2D rather than standing up with the miniatures. And the other bits were upgraded in that too, like all these other tokens were upgraded as well. And I didn't want it because the cost just didn't warrant it when I was already buying all the minis. But that is those. Get back in the bag. And see, the only reason I got to put all this stuff back in the bag, and for those of you guys using chapters, you won't even see this. But for those of you guys just, you know, having it playing in the background and listening to my rambling, I'm putting up all the tokens so I can show you how to rebox this thing. So these are those. Thank you. These are those crystals that I talk about. It's the same shape crystal everybody uses. Like I said, there must be somebody in China manufacturing created that crystal, and now it's the be-all, end-all of crystals. Your standee holders, your dice. The dice are kind of cool. I like the dice. Awakened Realms does a really good job with their unique dice, except for the ISS Vanguard crystally ones. Other people have seen much better star pattern dice than what they came out with, unfortunately. What they came out with had some coloring issues. So there you go. Those are your dice. I do like them. Nice feeling dice. They feel like dice. Some people don't like dice that don't have rounded edges. So, of course, these are very squared off. They're not rounded. Get in there. All right. And then we have our bad guy. Come on. His bag is not big enough for all the dice. Need to upgrade to a bigger bag. It came with a couple things in bags, but I had to bag the rest. So these are your, what do we got here? These are your artifact cards, I think. So we got a Cloak of Invisibility, Philosopher's Stone. Let me put it this way so you guys can see it. Coin Blaster, Dad's Notes, Dice Gauntlet, Voodoo Doll, Sacrificial Dagger, the Balls, One Bracelet, and Vampiric Sword. And then these are your spawn cards for your baddies. So we'll just kind of go through these guys. You got a mushroom there. And then you got events. So these are, yeah, so those are your spawns. You got events. Exploding Trap, Savagery. Enemies adjacent to you attack you at the end of your turn. So those are your events. Boss rules. So you have your player aids. So 4 player aids for the boss, 4 player aids for the players. And then we got our characters here. So we have Sweetie. We have Angelo, kind of, you know, Assassin's Creed-like guy. We got Mixie, Etorn, Ukor, and Ias. Kind of reminds me of the Night Elf on Warcraft, World of Warcraft. I forget her name. Sylvanas? No, Sylvanas is, well, I guess before she became Sylvanas, because didn't she became the undead. It's been a long time since Warcraft. These are the boss cards. So these are your boss activation cards. I'm going to get all this mixed up and have no clue what's going on. All right, so these are your item cards. So we got, don't think they come with anybody specific. Ninja equipment, boost of haste, grapple, cheated dice, exhaust, reroll 1 die from, ooh, that's nice. Sword of Madness, greedy hammer, Inspiring Sword, some shurikens, magic carpet ride, ultimate healing stone, goggles, a sigil, a joker, and another skull. All right, so we got that. And then I don't know why I'm putting these back in here, because in order to put the rest of the stuff in the box is going to be empty. All right, and then these are the Medusa cards for her. And then these are, I guess, these are potions. So these are your potions and elixirs and stuff. So you got a Stone Skin, which basically ignores enemy attack. Mind Potion, you can turn your die to a chosen symbol. Got a couple of them. Reroll any die with a Potion of Luck. Shifting, how's that lucky though? I think those two are kind of backwards. I think Potion of Mind should be like, oh, you're using Mind and you're re-rolling it, you know, magical. Potion of Luck is, I'm going to roll it to what I want. But I guess a dice roll is all about luck, so I guess it makes sense that it's a re-roll. Shifting Potion, you can move through walls and platforms. Healing, so of course heals you completely full. And Pimba's Potion. I'm guessing the M is silent. So Pimba's Potion. Discard 1 gem to gain 1, or discarded gems. Discard on a gem space to gain a gem. But you're already gaining a gem on a gem space, aren't you? Or maybe if the gem was already taken off the gem space. No say. All right, so here is our Medusa. So this is your first bad guy. And then on the back there, so she uses the poison tokens, the stone, because she can turn you to stone, and then the mirror, which allows you to attack her, if I'm not mistaken. You have Iki. Iki uses the curse tokens and the halberd tokens. I don't know what they do. And then there were 2 environments in the core game. Everybody got to vote on the environments. So it don't look like there's an even number. One of these is very white. Oh, hang on. Okay, so these are the boss location. Okay, so I don't like that. All right, let's put these down there. Put these there. Organization, OCD. So these are just your normal locations as you're climbing up through the levels, right, to get to the top. And then the boss location, there's only 2 tiles for the boss because it's basically the top 2 tiles. There you go. So these are the 2 tiles for the boss right there. And then the other one is the ice. So same thing, just going up, you have different things that can happen to you in the ice caverns. Your shop, so you can buy stuff. And then same thing, you have the 2 boss tiles that go at the very top. All right. I don't know. I haven't read the rules. I don't know if you can mix and match these or not, if there's a reason to. All right. So that's the core game. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way while we go through the next thing. So this was the one and only expansion. This is where I was saying I felt like there was a little bit of a, because the campaign didn't do well, right? And they had ideas for other expansions. It kind of makes you worried, like, okay, are you ever going to be able to see those expansions, right? Or is this now just, this is the entire game, this is it? So, because I think they had a fire expansion that didn't come out. So this was the one that people voted on. But that's why I'm confused why there's ice cards in the core game when there's ice cards here. They should have put the fire cards in the core game and the ice cards in here. I don't know. So this is Helheim. So basically the overview, setup, and then the difference in the features. So this one has the ice platforms. So maybe these ones don't have ice platforms. So maybe this isn't ice. Maybe this is just like a crystal type place, crystalline. Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. So it is for the different bad guys. They have their own thing. Because see, this has the little ghost tokens on it. So maybe these are supposed to be for each bad guy. All right, let's do this now. Let's do it like these theme. I don't know. I'll find out when we play, and you'll find out when we play as well. And then new bosses. So there are 2 new bosses. One, of course, is Cthulhu. Multi-dimensional dungeon mode. Multi-dimensional dungeon is a mode for players who want to spice up their games a little. To play this mode, choose any one type of map tiles and build a map from them. Then shuffle all the item cards from the core box and all the items from the expansion together. Repeat the step of the potions and enemies. Finally, pick any one boss sheet and play up. Set up the game as described for them in the core rulebook. So, which is what eventually I would imagine I would just throw everything together anyways after we've played. Right? So like I said, you get Cthulhu. Hang on. Boss tile. Bad guy. Ooh. Bad guy. Hey! I'm just struggling here, guys. I'm struggling. All right. So you get Cthulhu here. So he is one of the bad guys that you get. And then he has the Necronomicon tokens and water tokens. So kind of unthematic. We don't have a water map. And then you have Joltnar. I don't know who Joltnar is. But he has permafrost tokens and the cave. And then, yeah, so this is the little ice slides. So no, these have the little things too. I don't know, guys. Because this has those same little things. So this must be like spawn points, maybe. If you've played, let me know. So those are the 2 boss tiles. Okay. Alright, so we're just going to stack them on top of the other ones. Because again, we got to get them all in the box at some point. Tokens. So same thing. You got tokens for the different minions and things like that. And then this does also include 2 new heroes. Oh yeah, you get cute little standees for the bad guys too. But yeah, then there are new heroes. So that's your new little hero there. So there's a little well here that all this is in. This well is definitely not big enough to put all of these in it. So yeah, this is why I said I saw the Kickstarter page and it was like, yeah, there's more standee holders, and I don't think it's going to fit. So this is Cthulhu's deck. So he has Flight. So all these are infinite. These got their water tokens. And then here are the new baddies. Yeah, it's level 1 baddies. And then they go up to level 3. So you have Blasty, an Ice Elemental, Nanak, the Skeleton King. So a lot of World of Warcraft type stuff, because I think that's kind of, Wrath of the Lich King. Frost Shaman, Winter Bill. Right? And then your new heroes. So you have Aang, which reminds me of the Airbender, and Olaf, which reminds me of Frozen. Some new items, right? Yeah, so we've got Brewer's Bag, Glacial Heart, a Summoner Stone, Roots, some boots, a sword, Dexterity Amulet, an unmelted snowball, Backstabber, a tent, some robes, a gambling machine, I don't know, ice shield, hooks, and leather armor. All right, and then these are for what's his name? The other guy, not Cthulhu guy. Mighty Blizzard, Permafrost. Yeah, so a couple different things there. And then these are for your potion shop from this game. Swiftness, so this allows you to move 1 space. Mind, so that's the same. Teleportation, so this one's new. Place your hero on any space on the map tile with no enemy on it. This is new. Fire Breath Elixir. Your next attack deals 1 additional wound. Refreshing Potion, heal 2 or use 1 boot to heal 3. So use 1 movement to heal 3. So versus the other one, which is a full heal. And then Stone Skin is the same. That ignores enemy attacks. All right. So there we go. And then the minis. I guess we'll start with these minis and then we'll go over to these minis. So we will go with the bad guys first. So again, Awakened Realms minis are just outstanding detail. They and Simon and Mythic and a lot of those, well, unfortunately Mythic maybe not so much anymore, really set the standard for minis. I mentioned this in a couple other unboxings. A small textured base, even this little bit, is greatly appreciated. Like, you don't know, I mean, I can texture a base, but I don't need to texture a base because you did it for me and it didn't probably cost you much. These are multi-part, because you can see there, that's where they get stuck in. I don't know what the little hole in his bottom's for though. But that is the first guy. We have a cute little Cthulhu here. Odd that he might actually play against him because he's cute. Odd that he is not a fan of tentacles and stuff like that. She has tryptophobia. So little holes in the tentacles and the pockets. No bueno. It's kind of why I like zombie games, and I was going to back Cthulhu Death May Die. I was going to get the first 2, back everything on the new Kickstarter, because I had just finished painting it for an extra life donor. And I ended up not doing it, because I'm like, I would either have to play solo, which means it probably wouldn't get played. Right? Or I'd have to find friends. So here is one of the first new heroes. Come on, there we go. I mean, that detail is crazy. These are going to be so easy to paint in that style. These are definitely probably going to be the ones that I try doing that cell shading style. So again, if you guys want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Let me know down in the comments that you'd like to see how to paint these minis. But a chibi mini, I tell anybody, if you want to learn how to paint, if you're going to just start painting and want to learn how to paint your minis, get chibi minis. They're more forgiving. Their details are bigger and more wide. They don't have as many minute and micro details. I mean, these have some little details. I mean, you look at like in the small area, but like the face and the eyes and all that stuff that you'd want to paint is much easier to do than, you know, a Cthulhu Death May Die mini, for example, which is tinier actually. Like overall, those heroes are probably half the size of this in terms of width and whatnot. Height's about the same. Right? So that is the first one. So we will need to take this tray out. Save your packs, especially if you live in Florida. And then we do the other minis. So we'll view over here to the side. So the reason I say this isn't going to necessarily fit without some modification is because they even kind of admitted it in their update where they showed it, that the trays are high and they sit high and you'll have to put stuff underneath. And that's why I say with some modification, I would prefer to put the stuff on the top, which means I will probably cut all the way around here to lower it as low as I can. This one you can't so much, but this isn't going to fit all these cards. I know it's not. I mean, this is the base games cards, fills that up, right? So I may have to rebuild this slot to fit all the cards. And the problem is if you cut out down at the bottom here, the cards are going to slide through. So I'd have to figure something out. All right, so we will go through here. So here is one of the baddies from the core box. So he's got his little electronic digital face on him. But again, great details. Love the textured base. His thing is a little bit bent. I noticed that. It is a little soft plastic. A little bit of heat. You can get that back into place if you really care about it. There we go. That is him. And then we got Medusa over here. So again, beautiful mini. Like, they just do an outstanding job. Like, all her little snakes coming off of her head. Like, that's just great looking. The scales. I mean, they're not like very, I mean, they're just lines, but I mean, at least they put the lines there, right? At least they put that amount of detail in it. This is the little bald guy with the axe. I don't remember his name. Oh, that's cool. So he's got marks on his axe from, I guess, his kills. So that's neat. Nice little details. There you go. So he's like a little barbarian guy. And then we got the one that looks like a night elf, I think. I think this is her. Yeah, she's got her staff. I don't know what this is. This swishy thing. Oh, her legs like kicking out. So it's like a swoosh of air, I guess. I could do without that. I mean, otherwise the mini's great, but I could do without that swishy air piece. I don't know if that was in the art or not. Then we got the kind of like the paladin dude. He's dual wielding. Got a little goatee going on, but yeah, great detail on these. Oh, he's even got a sword in the back. He is prepared, man. He's got 3 swords. He is not fooling around. Then we got the Laura Croft with her whip with pigtails. So it's Laura Croft meets Harley Quinn. That's who this is. Yeah, so even here they got like a little bit of fabric folds and stuff on that part of the dress. So that is really nice. We got the little witch with her companion. What are they? Familiar? That's what it is. Witches have familiars. There we go. She looks scared. She does not look like she's gonna have a fun time in this thing. But look at the mouth, like the little teeth and everything. That's great. I love these little minis. They're so cute. All right, and then last is the Assassin's Creed guy with his shurikens. So we got an Assassin's Creed guy here throwing some shurikens. Those shurikens are as big as him, but again, that's that style. I like that style. Odd that he likes that style. Otherwise, we wouldn't have as much Marvel United. Either that, or we just like Marvel United, or we just like Marvel. I don't know. Take your pick. It's one of those things. One thing I did notice with him is he doesn't have a face. So I did notice that earlier. I don't know if his eyes are supposed to be like closed right there on that edge. I don't remember on the, let me see here. Let me see if I can find him real quick on the art. See if that's how his face is. Where are the good guys? There they are. So that is Chica. That is Hombre, Chica. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be, I was showing you the front camera. It's supposed to be like dark, so you can't see his eyes. So if I paint them exactly like I see here, that's easy enough done, which is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to paint them like the art style, which is, like I said, cell shading. All right, so now we're going to try to get all of this back in the box. Again, I believe stuff's going to have to go underneath, and that does not make me a happy camper, but it is what it is. All right, and put our little thing there. All right, so in there, this is the funny thing. In their update, like the tile cards, I have no clue where you would put these. They can't go here. They're too big. So can they go underneath? So the tile cards there. Put the dice here, I guess. Or will the dice fit in the bottom of this tray? Kind of. So let's see here. Now, one other thing I will get rid of, I'll end up getting rid of the standees. I don't need them for any reason. So that will take a little bit less room. I don't know. The hearts, I'll get rid of the hearts because they're duplicate, right? Because I have the plastic hearts. Don't need the standee bases. Like I said, I'm going to be taking the hearts and stuff out of here. So let's put that there for now, though. And then can this go over top of that? Nope, wrong one. Wrong one, Will. That there. So that worked. That was fine. So we put this here. Right? And then the problem is, and this is the ironic part, in the Kickstarter, this is how they had it in the image. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. That's way too tall, and you're not gonna be able to get the lid shut. So can you get, are they this wide? Yes, they are that wide. So if we take these here and maybe put these here and take our hearts, put our hearts there. That worked. Okay, so it works. It all fits. I would prefer not to have to put things under inserts because I don't want to have to pull inserts out, but it all fits in there. So like I said, the easiest solution will be to cut this down to make it go lower. Then you can put the cards on top here. If you're a sleever, I don't know what you're going to do because, like I said, this is almost completely full to begin with. Something I've done, unfortunately, I would lose this, is cut this down here, which would then open up this entire slot as well. So you could do some modification to make it fit, or, I mean, if you're perfectly happy with how this went in there, minus the standee stands that I don't need, yeah, that's an option. All right, guys, there we go. That is Plaformer by Awakened Realms Light. If you'd like to see the miniature painting that I mentioned, make sure you leave a comment down below. That way you know to make a video about it. If you want to watch this gameplay, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, bell notification to know when we go live. Until next time, guys. Peace.